As you hear your name, just say here. So Chair Nagel.
Here.
Okay. Vice Chair Cohen.
Here.
Commissioner O'Reilly.
Here.
Commissioner Lee.
Here.
Okay. And let's see, who am I missing? Did I miss I think we have
Me.
Commissioner Basigi, thank you. I apologize.
No problem.
Okay. We do have a quorum.
Thank you, Bridget.
Sure.
All right.
And
So at this time, shall we do the Pledge of Allegiance?
yes, and I'm going to share my screen and show you all the flag.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. And let me share. Just let me know. Can you see it?
I can.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Are we ready?
We're ready.
Okay.
Let's do it. So I pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance to the flag
flag
United
of the
States.
United States of
of
America
America and
And
to
and
the
to the
republic
republic
for which
for
it
which
stands,
stands
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty
and
and justice.
justice
for
for
all.
all. Okay.
All right. All right, shall I do the public comment?
Yes.
All right, members of the audience may bring to the commission's attention any item that is not on the agenda. Please complete a request to speak form and submit to the recorder. Speakers are generally given 2 to 3 minutes as the discretion of the chair. Please advise that by law, the commission is unable to discuss or take action on issues presented during the public comment period. According to the state, also known as the Brown Act, items must be first noticed on the agenda before any discussion or action. All right. So do we have any comments from the public of items that are not on the agenda?
I raised my hand. Can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you, Frank.
Yes. Frank, I'm going to start the clock for you. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. Go for it.
Hi, guys. It's been a long time. I recognize some of the faces, many of them actually, so thanks for what you do. We have a new city manager who seems to be getting off to a good start, but the jury's still out. We're waiting for results. He had a talk with me and a bunch of seniors recently at Grant Park, and basically pretty much told us that he wasn't going to require proof of vaccination in any of our community centers or indoor facilities, and more or less admitted that was an arbitrary decision. I did some checking with cities around us, and sure enough, it is an arbitrary decision. He could have easily done it if he chose to. So I'm asking you guys to lobby with him to change that policy, because as it stands, I will not attend, nor anyone in my social group will attend any senior activities, any city council meetings, any commission hearings, you name it. It's really silly not to do that, because all you either have to do is register once and show your name, or just bring your proof of vaccination with you. So that's point number one. Point number two is that pickleball has become very popular since I was on your commission. My daughter happens to teach at Los Gatos, so I kind of know a lot more about it than I might have at that time. And basically every tennis court can turn into 4 pickleball courts. And she currently taught a group of people that were between 85 and 90, and her youngest group is between 6 and 9. So it's pretty much really, really popular. It's so popular in Los Gatos that the local park people don't like it because it creates too many people coming to their park. Typical reaction you get. So Gabe told me that if you guys ask for, if anyone asks for a pickle, he'd be tennis court. So I'm asking you to please do so. And then the third item is, I don't know where bocce ball stands, but I hope it never comes up again for Grant Park. We've got survey data that shows it's a really horrible idea. So I hope if it does come up, the new commission that you now have will basically undo the recommendation you made before, because the results show that no one wants it at Grant Park. It's too tiny a park, And they don't want to lose shared graph space, and one court is enough, and that's pretty consistent with 430 responses. So we have data. You know, I played basketball in Los Gatos, so I know all about it. It's something I would do probably once a year at most, only with family members. It's only fun if you're doing it socially. If you do it as an activity, it's really, really boring. So that's about it. I don't know if you have any questions, but that's my input.
Frank, I have a question.
Sure.
Did any of the neighbors raise the issue of parking as a result of installing that court? In other words, people from
Oh yeah, in Los Gatos, they only have one set of tennis courts in one park. I don't know how many offhand there are, but they striped the tennis courts, and that's all you have to do. So 4 tennis courts equals, or 1 tennis court equals 4 basketball courts. It became so popular that a lot of people came to it, and the neighbors complained. Typical reaction we get from every neighborhood in every town. So, but it's something I look forward to doing. I actually
Excuse me. So at this point, we are not able to have a discussion on these topics. We're
Okay.
here just to listen.
Okay, well, that's my answer to your question,
might-
Jim.
Frank has the bocce ball court, not the pickleball court.
What's that?
My
We can't
We're not to
discuss.
discuss these
We can't
items. We're
discuss.
not, so we're just listening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you, Frank.
I
All
think
right.
that's
Do we
a
have
yes.
any other public comments? All right, so shall we go on to items for consideration and action?
Yes.
All right. So minutes. Do we have any additions or corrections to our minutes? Yes, Jane.
I have one correction. On page 1, under items for consideration, second paragraph, last line. The last phrase should read Town of Los Altos Hills. The word hill should be inserted. It's not Town of Los Altos.
Oh, okay.
That's the only thing I noticed.
All right. I really appreciate you being so thorough, Jane. Thank you. Anything else?
I move to
So-
approve.
All right. Do we have a second?
I second it.
All right, thank you. All right, so next item on our agenda is Adult 50 Plus Program. I think that's you, Cherry.
Well, hello, and thank you for this opportunity to bring you up to date on what's happening with the Adult 50 Plus program. As we all know, we had a soft opening October 4th. And so we opened up with, I guess you could say minimal hours for now, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Down at Grant Park, we're open Monday and Wednesdays. At the new Hillview Community Center, we're open Monday through Thursday. And again, those hours are 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. What has been happening, we've noticed, well, we've had some of our volunteers come back, thank goodness. We are a little short of staff right now. So mainly what we're looking at is the 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. being the one shift that we can actually utilize to best serve the program. Or I had 2 shifts going, a morning shift and an afternoon shift. So what that means is that we're operating right now, and we have volunteers who are beauty helping us out, ensure that we have program. With that soft opening, we are allowing what you hybrid program, which means we have some online programming still, and then we have some in-person programming on. And that includes the online programming, includes our virtual meditation class. We have our foreign affairs class, and we have some of our high tech tool offerings are partially and then partially in person. What has come to our person program is our Tai Chi, which is over at Jalp. And we have line dance now, have Mahjong class as well as free play. We have Jack's discussion group going. We have Eleanor's stretching, walking. We have art venturers, monkey toy making, and bridge in person. And these activities are happening both at Grant Park, or some at Grant Park, and most at the Hillview Community Center. Our virtual programming, as I was saying, is something that we're looking at introducing more as the center opens up or as the program opens up more. We're looking to see that happen more in the new year. So what this is allowing us to do is observe just how the COVID has impacted our program. And right now we have just a few coming in for bridge play. We've had some meander in and out. I believe they're still kind of hesitant, if you will, for coming to the program. Down at Grant Park, we started off with outdoor programming, and that seemed to go over pretty well. Now that it's getting cooler, we're looking at having folks indoors, and we are keeping the numbers down so that we won't have too much of a crowd, and we're keeping our social distancing intact. So what that means for our events that are coming up is that we are still having minimal numbers come in, but we don't have to worry about that too much because, again, people are not coming to either facility in full numbers. I've spoken with some of the staff and the volunteers. We're looking forward to lunch program coming back. We're knowing that with that and allowing, the folks to eat and socialize together, we believe that will make the program more attainable to come and participate in. So that's what we're looking forward to in January. However, I thought I was being timed. Forgive me.
No, you're okay.
So, however, what we're looking at is our events that are coming up. We're looking at our, for instance, our marketing, which is the Spotlight newsletter. As you see, that we did not have that come out for the opening. We are currently working on one so that we can get it out to the community and let the community know that we're here. We do have the new calendars for November, December, so that people are made aware of our different activities that I just mentioned to you. We are looking at having a Thankful Thanksgiving event on November, let me just make sure I'm saying that, November 17th, and that's going to be at the Grant Park Multipurpose Room. What we're finding is we're going to offer desserts as far as the refreshments so that we don't have to worry about trying to put in place the eating inside and that sort of thing. We're still trying to follow the protocol. So we're going to have a dessert. They're going to be individually made by some wonderful caterers, and people can come together. Again, we're looking at reserve numbers. So we're going to have reservations. Those first 50 who come will be happy to serve. And so that's what we're looking at for November 17th. And we're looking at offering people the opportunity to say what they're thankful for. And I know I'm thankful to have everyone back and healthy. So that's going to be my main mantra for that day.
Right.
We're also looking at a mini trip that we're offering, our first mini trip that's going to be going to Filoli's for the holidays. And we're going to get a bus, but we're also looking at, again, keeping the numbers low so we don't have to worry about social distancing. And that's going to be December 8th. And we're going to go we got a package deal going where folks will get a nice gift, they'll get a tour and that sort of thing of the mansion. We're also going to be doing at the Hillview Community Center on December, let me get the date right so I'll make sure that I say it correctly, December 16th at the Los Altos Community Center. And it's going to be in the new Grand Oak Ballroom. That's going to go at 12 o'clock. And we're going to, again, offer wonderful desserts. And we're going to offer a movie because in that room, we have this beautiful full screen. It's like going to the theater movie screen, and it'll have surround sound. So we're going to be showing a wonderful classic Christmas movie after you have dessert. So that's what we're looking at doing for November and December, trying to get, the idea is what we're saying now is we are creating community. Join us. So that's what we're looking at right now. So what I'm also wondering at this point, I know the Senior Commission has been very vocal about wanting to help out and to assist us and support us. And you've been doing that beautifully thus far. And I'm going to take it a step further and describe some of the things that we've been looking at in our program that could use maybe a little help. Like, for instance, the special holiday event. We'd love to see the word get out more. And if there's a way that we could come up with getting that word out, or come with a plan of action that would assist, that would be gratefully appreciated. Also, just like the gentleman was talking about with pickleball, we've had pickleball for the last 6 years. And so it would be great to have more input, I guess, from the community. Just what are their feelings about bringing pickleball in a bigger package to the Los Altos community? Because as you know, we've been having primarily indoor pickleball, and this idea of bringing pickleball to the city with outdoor pickleball, again, requires some, I believe, communication with the community so they know that it's coming and they can say from there if they want to have it or not, just like what happened with bocce ball. So that would be a great thing to do if you guys could look at something like that. I don't know what your schedules are like or how that would work, but that's something that we're looking at right now. Also, I was looking at the idea of hiring more staff, and oh my goodness, we could use some help with getting the word out on that. We're looking for facility attendants. We're looking for more recreation staff. And if you could get the word out with that, that would really be helpful. I've been looking at the idea of recreation versus social services in the program. So we encompass both. But what we do with our social services side is we go to our community services, which we call CSA, correct? So it would be great to bring recreation to this community and the community center. And I know we've all been talking about that. So my idea is to maybe tweak your brains, if you will, on some ideas. I know I've heard some ideas about canasta. What can we do about that? Is there something that maybe you guys could let me know? So that's what we're looking at right now for the adult 50 plus program, getting the word out, getting support, and adding more programming, open up more. So ears are open. I'm ready to hear. So whatever you have to suggest, and if we can get together and design, I'd be a happy camper. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you, Cherry. Bridget, you got anything you want to add?
One thing on the information, we'll be giving some updates there. And when Cherry's talking about getting the word out, it could be, I call it grassroots marketing, where next door, because both Cherry and I, like, we don't live in Los Altos, right? So if it's something we know, if you hear somebody's interested, we definitely would love them to know about our facility attendant positions. And that's in addition to the other marketing that we're doing. And the other thing I think Cherry was saying too is we volunteers. If you know you have friends that want to help and volunteer directly with the adult 50 plus program, or in our recreation department as a whole, they can reach out to Cherry if it's related to her program, or if it's general, because we don't have somebody who's solely dedicated we don't have a volunteer specialist. So all else fails, you can always direct it to me, and then I can forward otherwise. But I think Cherry just wanted to know if you have any questions or feedback. If you're not sure right now, you definitely know how to get a hold of Cherry or me. So that, Cherry, thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question. regarding the Thanksgiving social, and you had mentioned that you wanted to have asking people to reserve a spot because of attendance is limited. How would they do that?
Well, they go on Civic Rec, our wonderful new Civic Rec program. We're trying to get more people adapted to, and it will be on there. Or you can call the center if you cannot access that program, because we do understand that there are sometimes challenges to get that going for folks. We are there to help you get yourselves a profile on the Civic Rec program.
So this will be posted in the spotlight.
Yes.
That's how you're going to get this word out to everybody. Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Good.
Yes, Commissioner Basinchi. You're muted.
Is the outline of the program that you just made, is the program better, more extensive than before, or is it more or less the same kind of components that you had in the previous programs?
Is it better? I'd say at this, I'm sorry?
Is it more extensive than you have? Because I think it's very rich. I'm just wondering how it compares to the prior.
Well, I believe it's more extensive because we are hybrid and we are going to do more things online as well as in person. So that makes a whole level of operation, just it climbs up a bit.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? So Terry, clarify for me, at this point, you're not requesting membership fees to be in the rec department?
Correct.
Right.
Correct. We're not.
So
We're just
asking. Go ahead.
We're asking for the Civic Rec profile. That's the direction we're going, where everyone signs up to Civic Rec, and that way can understand more program as a resident or non-resident.
All right, thank you. Anybody else have any questions or comments? Any public comments? All right, then we'll go on to item number 3, source-wise representative. Bridget, you want to
Get us
started that?
Sure. So the recommendation is to appoint a representative to attend a regular I have trouble saying that word today, source-wise meetings. And so the background and discussion is that it's been a few years since there's been a representative from the Senior Commission to attend the regular source-wise meetings. This topic was last discussed as an information item at the February 4th, 2019 Senior Commission meeting. Tom Pakirix from SourceWise attended the meeting to discuss SourceWise and the need for a new representative from the Senior Commission. It is recommended that the Senior Commission appoint a representative to attend these meetings. And you probably saw we forwarded the different attachments. If there is someone who's interested in looking at the materials, it looks like they're either looking for a commission or from a representative from the Hills or a representative from the town of Los Altos or a resident of one of those locations. And I know it's definitely been challenging because I think when I came on the commission, they weren't a commissioner, but they were a resident. And so just thought it would be a good idea to have the Senior Commission discuss and see where they are able to take this.
Do we have any discussion, questions, comments?
Well, I'm going to mention what I did in regards to this particular issue. I contacted the chair of the advisory committee and offered to be the representative. So and I let Bridget know. So I'm willing to do it. If
Thank
anybody
you.
do it, that'd be good too.
That'd be great.
Thank you, Jim.
Yes, thank you. They meet the first Monday of every month, just like our scheduled meeting at 12 at noon. So
That's correct, yes.
Hmm.
So I have the application here. I'll fill it out and send it in.
That's
And
great.
I do believe, Commissioner Basigi, that if you have an update, then we can put that to share information. I believe that happened before. It just hasn't because we haven't had a rep. So then you can share with everyone how the meeting was. Just a space. Yeah. Thank you.
I give a regular update on any events of note that happen.
Oh, and just so you know, we do need to take a vote on this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So we should.
All right.
So does somebody want to do a motion?
Well, I motion that we vote on, so what would we word that as?
I move that Commissioner Basigi be our representative on SourceWise.
Thank you very much.
And
Okay.
then we'll do roll call, I believe.
I second the motion.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry to be late.
We're glad you're here.
Welcome, Bill. Do roll call or do you just?
Oh,
And Bill, did you hear the motion?
Yes, I did, and I agree.
All right, thank you. So Bridget, you want to take roll?
yes. So this is just for voting purposes. So
Correct.
Chair Nagel,
Aye, yes.
okay. Vice Chair Cohen,
Yes.
Commissioner Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner Buckholz,
Here, yes.
Commissioner O'Reilly,
In favor, yes.
Commissioner Basigi.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it.
Unanimous.
Right.
All
Are we ready to,
all
shall we
6
move on?
commissioners. Mhm.
Okay. So informational items, receive information announcements from the town of Los Altos Hills. Do we have a report on that?
I believe, our representative, Chris Kampf, who is actually filling in for Sarah, was not able to attend today, but I do have, Cherry's going to go ahead and start us off with Los Altos, but then she'll briefly also discuss what is happening with the town of Los Altos Hills.
Okay, I appreciate that. Sherry, are you ready?
I believe I already kind of alluded to what's going on, but I will go ahead and share more.
Okay.
Our highlights include the fact that we are open and that we are in person. And I did mention the Thankful Thanksgiving Social and the mini trip, as well as the holiday dessert social. So we are all aware of those highlights. What we are also looking at is having our classes that are ongoing. And as far as for Los Altos Hills, are you wanting me to
Yes,
share
if you
that?
if you can.
Okay. Bridget, would you mind putting that up for us, please?
Of course, I'd be happy to do that.
Thank you so much.
Bear with me for just a moment and we will share the screen. And let me make sure everybody can see this. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Are you ready, Cherry?
Yes. So we are, as we stated, we have the facility attendant position part-time, and it has been flown and responded to. We're looking for more facility attendants. And if you know anyone who is interested in that, please let them know that we are looking and open to accepting their applications.
Mm.
Scroll down. Spoke about the hybrid program, yes, and the Thankful Thanksgiving Social. Don't want to create too many repeats. That's kind of like commercials nowadays. You see them over and over. And then we continue with the COVID-19 resource link so that people are made aware of, especially as they come into the center, they're made aware of what the protocol is. We continue to abide by that. And so we are letting people know as they come in, thank you for wearing your masks. Thank you for staying socially distant. So that's what we're doing with our COVID resources. Moving on, please. And our On the Move ride care program has been being utilized. I am happily saying I'm at this point processing some more applications to have people reimbursed. And so it is starting to shine again. So I'm very pleased to say that. And we're hoping that with our new events that are coming up in November and December, that people will utilize the ride share program.
Mm-hmm.
And so here we are with the Los Altos Hills activity. So with the Los Altos Hills Parks and Recreation invites residents to connect with a recreation specialist for personalized recreation recommendations. Oh, they're calling it Rec RX. So your answers will be used to create a personalized recreation recommendation just for you. Interesting. So it's offered for free and it's to help familiarize the Los Altos Hills community with its parks and recreation programs. So
Right.
like a fun thing to do. And then moving down, need a notary? So they have free, limited to Los Altos residents only, and an opportunity to find a buddy to join you on the town piece. So that's an interesting thing. And then there's the doggy play date at the Purissima Bark Park. And if you want to get a doggy at the Purissima Bark Park, just call the Parks and Recreation and have them create a matchmaking service to help you arrange a doggy play date. And then, of course, the Medicare annual enrollment period, which both cities are experiencing right now, and we're trying to get the word out. And of course, you all know that if you do have people who get Medicare counseling, they can call Los Altos Hills to schedule a time to get counseling for those Medicare options that they're out there. I know they're kind of involved at times, so I'm sure that that would be helpful. And so the Medicare on the 9th of November, on a Tuesday from 2 to 3, there's going to be a Zoom video conference regarding the Medicare AEP program. So that word out. And moving on, please. And then we have some speakers for the Los Altos Hills community for dementia, when dementia comes knocking. And they are having a straight talk about dementia on November 12th, which is a Friday from 11 to 1. And again, this is a Zoom presentation. And just give a call to the Parks and Rec Department, and I'm sure they will put you in touch with how to get involved with that. Thank you. And the next, please.
All right.
I think that's it, actually.
Highlights from both cities. So if there are not any questions, I will now mute myself.
I do have some question.
I'm here.
Let me stop share.
Okay.
Are there any?
Say it again.
They have proof of vaccination at the center?
We do not have requirement to have proof of vaccination. We are at that point where we ask people to wear the masks. We let them know what our social protocol is. We continue to wipe down on a daily basis, but that's what we are doing right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments?
I missed the reading of the minutes of the, I guess it was August.
Right.
Um,
There was only one correction, and that was, Jane, you want to outline what that one correction was? Something about, it was the town of Los Altos Hills?
On the first page, item 1, last line of the second paragraph, it should be Town of Los Altos Hills, not Town of Los Altos. Did you notice, did you notice something else, Bill?
I noticed that the age-friendly cities was targeted to be discussed at the next meeting. We didn't have 2 meetings,
Right.
and it wasn't on the agenda for this meeting. So I would like to know, I would like to actually move that we discuss next meeting the age-friendly cities.
Okay, well, we'll come, I've got one more topic before we go to suggested topics for
Okay.
the next agenda. So
One more.
the next one is commissioners' reports and comments.
Chair Nagao, just
Yes.
a procedural question or note. We, when we approved the minutes, we actually didn't vote. They were seconded and then we moved on. So I think we probably ought to do that just to, so we don't have to do it next time.
Thank you.
Well, we're waiting for Bill to arrive.
There was some emergency child watch and diaper changing.
Oh,
There you go.
I was only kidding, Bill.
There are priorities.
Yes, and particularly when they're making a lot of noise.
All right, any other reports or comments? Thank you, Commissioner O'Reilly, for that oversight.
So we're going to vote now?
Shall we, Bridget?
I can do roll.
Okay.
Chair Nagao,
Aye.
Vice Chair Cohen,
Yes.
Commissioner Basiji,
Yes.
Commissioner Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner Buckholz,
Aye.
passed. All
All
6.
right. So now we've got potential future agenda items. So, Bill,
I move that we discuss the age-friendly city project, and I would want the discussion to include a formal approval of this project going forward. It has been on our to-do list ever since I started on the commission. And it is a can that has so many dents in it from being kicked that it's time to actually attend to our business.
I agree.
If I may,
Yes.
just regarding this particular topic, one of the things we can definitely do an update, but we as staff aren't ready for an approval process yet. So we definitely can share the survey results and things like that. But we're basically, in a nutshell, we need to know what we're doing in order to have the commission help us. So I just wanted to state that.
Then I would like to ask for understanding what the staff believes their duties will be. So I would like to arrange for a meeting, probably with Tony, who has his hand raised, so that we can understand the staff position, which we respect, but need to know what tasks are preventing this topic to be on the agenda. Tony has.
Tony, can we help?
So my recollection of where we were was that we had a proposal on the table from an external consultant, and that staff had requested some time to take a look at it and then present it to our lawyers. So I would like to hear where we are on that. I don't know if we're ready to approve yet, that's fine. Just to understand what the process is from here would be very helpful.
If I may,
Bridget, yes.
one thing, Commissioner Lee and Commissioner Buckholz, we, Cherry and I just actually went over survey results with the staff. And so we, Cherry and myself, are going to reach out to both of you to go over those results. So we barely did that part with the staff, so we can set up a time to do that, but we're not nearly ready for all those different pieces that you've mentioned. So I just wanted to state that.
Is this a recent survey, or is
Yes.
it? Okay.
Yeah, I think that will help, but the other thing is staff needs time to digest and prioritize. And so we will set up a time with both of you to go over those results, and then we can share that with the commission.
So does this mean we can still put it on the agenda for next month,
Right.
right?
I would suggest as an update.
I'm
Okay.
really asking for a sense from the commission whether this is something that we support and would actually be willing, if we have the necessary time, be involved in doing some of the work. So that'll be next month.
Correct. Okay.
I have a question, Chairman Nagao.
Yes.
We have a subcommittee on this, right? I don't have the work in front of me.
Yeah.
Right. So my sense is would be one of the good thing would be to essentially have the subcommittee go over what has been done and what has not been done, and try to basically, propose the gaps to be addressed.
In order for us to do that, Tony, correct me, we would have to know what has been done. So at the meeting with you, Bridget, and other staff, I would like to have scheduled. Is there some specific date that you would like?
We can discuss that offline because Cherry and I need to coordinate our schedules, and then we'll definitely set a time choices to discuss.
Would you be able to arrange that so that we could meet this week?
I can't guarantee this week, but we will definitely reach out with some choices.
Is that because you can't coordinate time?
No, we need to go over our schedules of when we can meet, because we do have a lot of different projects going on right now. So I need to talk to Cherry, and then we will reach out.
Looks like Donna's would like to have you'll have to unmute yourself, Donna.
Thank
There you
you. I
go.
wanted permission to speak through the chair. Thank you. So I just wanted to move ahead on the other proposed agenda items. This is not the time to try to coordinate time. Staff will reach out to the subcommittee to secure a time, and we'll do it as quickly as we can. So I appreciate your patience and cooperation. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. So we'll put that on for discussion on the agenda for December. Is there anything else that we should put on the agenda for next month? Yes, Commissioner Cohen?
There's a couple things that are outstanding. We tabled our discussion about the name change for the 50s plus program.
Yes.
We didn't have a date. So I don't know if that's free floating or if we want to put that on for next time. But that's, I just, cruised through some of this older stuff and that was remaining. So you think about that for a moment. And the other thing is some of the comments that Frank Martin made today in the email that he sent. I'd like to address number one. I'd like that spelled out to the senior commission. I'd like to know what the policy is for the staff is related to vaccination and how that influences clients coming into all the centers.
Bridget, do you want to respond or do you want me to respond to that?
I can respond, and if I'm missing something, but in terms of that particular item, we are following the order of the state and the county, and it's also, we're following as staff, we're not asking for, it's fluid, basically, where what I mean by that is we, from the order, have not been given direction to ask for those different documentations. And if we were, then it would be not just seniors, but it would be for all of our programs. And that's, we don't have control over that at this moment. It's something we're following our protocols where people wear masks and we have, but we don't have that particular authority to do that. So we're following how the order goes, and if it changes and directs us to do so, we will.
Is that Jane? Yes?
So at this time, the staff working for the city of Los Altos, I don't know about Los Altos Hills, are not required to show proof of vaccination in order to work with clients at any of the community center sites.
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay. So I think that's the issue that I have with the whole thing, is that in itself is making it very difficult, especially for at-risk people, not only seniors, but anybody at risk, to expose themselves to programs inside when people are not vaccinated. Frank's point was that we're not required to show vaccination to come in. But I think it comes back to the staff doesn't have to be, so, then you can't require the clients to be. I think it's a sticky issue, and I just like it put out on the table clearly so that everyone knows what's happening. That's really the fair thing to do. That's my opinion.
Commissioner Cohn, I have a question.
Go ahead, Commissioner O'Reilly.
Commissioner Cohn, are you suggesting that we consider a recommendation to the city from the commission regarding?
I don't think that's our job to do that. I'm just saying, I think it could be clarified for our population, and just so that everyone knows for sure, and that they know, do they feel they're taking a risk? If they're vaccinated and the staff isn't vaccinated, there's a different risk benefit there. And I think it's making it very difficult for us to attract clients because people don't know what's really happening. It's not really clear. That's all.
Yes.
If I
Donna?
could, through the chair, thank you again. By the way, I'll just introduce myself as the Recreation and Community Services Director, Donna Leahy. Glad to see everyone. So we wanted to also remind everyone, as Cherry so eloquently described all our programs, that our seniors as well as our general public have choices in how they can participate. So, but what I'm hearing is that the city overall needs to do a better job of advertising that we are not vaccinated as employees serving the community, but that there are alternatives for those who feel uncomfortable, because we do still have a variety in person, and also virtual, so that there's a clear understanding for the customer to know what their comfort level is going to be. And so it sounds like it might be more of a marketing approach.
It's
Yes.
also transparency.
Yes.
Yes.
I think what is best and most appropriate is for Bridget to just give an update at each of your commission meetings on where we're at, because this is the approach is from the city manager's office and working closely with the executive team and the risk manager. And so it is correct. It is not the purview of the commission to direct what we do in terms of vaccinations or not vaccinations, but certainly we like the approach of give us this kind of advice related to marketing so that it's very clear to the customer. So thank you very much.
All right. Does that help? Jane? Jane, does that make it clear?
It's muddy waters, but it clarifies some things. I'd be really interested to know what the other cities are doing in the county, because there's no county mandate. If there was a county mandate, then all the cities would have to do the same thing, I think. But
That is correct. For right now, from what I understand, only Los Angeles and San Francisco are requiring vaccination proof. So, and it changes daily. So we could survey tomorrow and then the next day it's going to change. So we certainly could get a sense of, because we speak in various circles with our other co-professionals, and so we can bring that information during Ms. Matheson's staff report out next month. Like each month we can do that.
That would be great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Happy to add that as an informational item update.
Yes. So anything else to add to the agenda?
I'd like to have a vote of confidence in the staff who have been working tirelessly on making something really big, the opening of the community center, real. And we do understand that you have a lot of things that come under your job description. And we just
And
a voice.
they're short-staffed.
And yeah, that's so.
Yes.
You guys are great.
Yeah, the Director Legge and the whole staff did a fabulous job on the opening of the center and all the other attendant program upgrades, and I think it was fabulous. Thank you.
All right. And we appreciate that. Thank you.
We appreciate you as well. We're so happy you were able to participate for those that did go. And if anybody missed it, there is a YouTube recording of the ribbon cutting if you're interested.
Great. All right. Do we have anything else we need to address?
Somebody was talking earlier about navigating a Civic Rec, which is our new software program. And one thing that we've done at the Parks and Recreation Commission is we did sort of a tutorial orientation of Civic Rec. Is that something that this commission might want us to come back at your next meeting or a future meeting to share how to use Civic Rec and find the different programs and classes? Or are you guys pretty savvy at the software program?
I think anything you can offer us for in-depth information would be greatly appreciated, at least on my behalf.
Could we have it voluntary and perhaps not taking up commission time, just as the people who...
I think it's to your meeting that might also want to learn the access, to the software program. We already have a PowerPoint put together, and it's an easy share. It shouldn't take too long, but it's up to you. It's up to the commission and the chair whether you want it scheduled on a future agenda.
Yes, Commissioner Basicci. You're still muted.
The more important question is, the people who are going to take full advantage of the center, or have they been essentially updated on the how to go about using that software? If that's the case, then wonderful. If not, I think we probably should take some steps to try to educate the community that to use this.
What do you think, Cherry? You think that we have a lot of seniors that are being trained and they're very familiar with the process?
Well, we're getting more and more. What we did do before we launched, or right after we launched this program, we had a special event, online event,
Okay.
inviting seniors to come, and we did a tutorial online, the one that Donna is mentioning. We did something that our department put together so that we could help the community with accessing this civic rec program. And we're there now, as we're saying, if you need help, then we're there to show you how. But that's how we started off, with showing a PowerPoint and having them ask questions. So I think it's key.
Thank you for that clarification, Cherry.
Yes, Bridget?
Can you clarify what is actually on the future agenda items, just because we've gone back and forth a little bit for future agenda items?
So I've got that we're going to talk with Bill and Tony about the age-friendly project and where they stand with that. And if at any chance you're able to meet with them prior, then we can get the fulfillment of that meeting. Jane had brought up about the name change, to discuss that at the future meeting.
Okay.
And that's what I've just taken note of. Does anybody have anything else? Did I miss? Yes, Bill?
I guess it's a point of order, because I framed my request as a motion. Does it need to be reframed as something else?
I don't know.
Are you speaking towards the age-friendly, Mr.
Yes.
Buckholz? So I remember him saying that he wanted specifically some action taken. And so Ms. Matheson was saying that staff is not ready for the commission to take action, but we could be ready depending on the meeting with the subcommittee on at least providing an update. That's what I understand.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's how I understood it as well.
I perhaps should clarify what I intended. It was simply that the consensus, I move that we have a consensus statement that the senior commission is in favor of pursuing age-friendly cities. And that would be all the action that I would really be interested in knowing.
Commissioner Buckle, wouldn't that be a more proper step after you have had your meeting with the staff, and then come up with a recommendation and we have something concrete to vote on?
Meeting with the staff is not going to change that. We've already discussed this program several times and at great length, and we've been directed to pursue this, and we've been doing exactly that. What we put on the agenda, what we put on in the discussion in August was the proposal from our outside consultant to help us to form focus groups and continue the process. Now, there was some expenditure involved, so staff did need to be involved.
So I suggest, as per the handbook, the only people that can place something on the agenda is between the liaison and the chair. Now, what I seem to feel like might happen if we put age-friendly on the next agenda, there may be two separate recommendations. Staff may have a different recommendation than the subcommittee, and then the subcommittee may present to the commission, and the commission can weigh in and decide whether they want to go with staff's recommendation, the subcommittee's recommendation, or come up with something totally different. And so I suggest, again, that staff meet first with the subcommittee. We come up with what the title is going to be for the next agenda, and then get it cleared by the chair. That's the proper way of handling this item.
By the way, who is the city council person
Mayor Nisa Fliger is the council liaison to this commission.
Thank you.
So the other way of doing this is you can all take a vote and agree with Commissioner Buckholz, or you can wait and see what happens with the outcome of the subcommittee meeting with staff, and then staff will work with the chair for the agenda item for the next meeting.
I'm sorry, it may be my problem, but I don't know what I would be voting for.
Right. No, it's not just your problem. I had that
Everybody's
question.
problem.
Well, what I'm hearing is Commissioner Buckholz does not agree with staff. He wants a consensus on moving forward with age-friendly, and staff is saying they're not ready yet. That's what I hear.
Can I apologize for being less than clear?
Okay.
What I'm asking is that we not necessarily go forward with the actual program, in the sense of setting up the focus groups and preparing a report.
Right.
What we are, or at least I am interested in, is having a discussion from all of the senior commissioners on what their ideas are about what age-friendly cities should have, or how we should approach doing this. The proposal that was given to us by Dr. Pelham is fairly clear. It's an MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding. I would be happy to send a copy of that if you haven't actually had a chance to see that.
I think that it all comes from staff when we present the report at the next meeting. And so I really want to discourage further discussion on this until Bridget, Cherry, and myself can meet with you in the subcommittee, so that we together can strategize what it might look like. So it's easier on the whole commission.
Right.
Are we good with that?
So essentially you would call it an update?
Well,
Yeah.
we don't know. We might be ready to go. We just have to have a meeting first. And
Okay.
so,
All in favor of having a meeting first?
okay, that's step one. So let's take care of that.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
All right.
But we're still going to put it on the agenda to
Yes,
discuss.
please put the age-friendly update on the agenda, and if we need to change the title, we will, between the liaison and the chair per the handbook policies and procedures.
I think that's wonderful. Thank you.
You're
Thank you very
welcome.
much.
Could help, yes.
All
Okay.
right.
I
Do we
have
have
some
anything-
ideas, Mr. Buckholz, don't worry.
Good.
I'd love to have a chat with you then.
So do we have anything
Really
else
looking
you
to
want to put on the
understand.
agenda?
So we have the name change and the age-friendly city.
Correct. All right, so at this time, then I would move to adjourn.
I second the motion. Second the motion.
All right. Are we good?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much, Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure.